Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I've had some people experiencing a little bit of trouble with adding dependents to their filing. So today's video is going to walk you through exactly how to do that. There was an easy feature that kind of just disappeared the last time I logged in. So I'm going to walk you through the long way of how to get to that. If you have any questions, leave them down below. Otherwise, like and subscribe and let's go. This is just the main page if you have not yet filed. And because this is my testing account, I haven't done so. So if you go into personal info, you're going to hit review and edit. If you follow through this, it's going to ask you about your dependents. And I'm just going to quick fill this out so I can move on to the next one. Make sure your information matches. We're going to jump forward. You'll land on this page and it's just going to ask you if you're single, married, whatever you are. I'm going to hit married for this one. Do you want to file your return together with your spouse? It's recommended, but not everyone does. Because it's recommended just for this case, I'm going to say yes. Your spouse's info will go here. I'm going to jump forward once more. Finally, we're on this page and it just says, let's look to see who qualifies as your dependent. So a dependent, in most cases, it's going to be your kids, your kid, your child. You might have adults who qualify as your dependents too, and that's why it's saying, let's look to see. And so it's going to walk you through this. And depending on how you answer, you'll be able to add anyone who qualifies as your dependent. Who do you support? So my child, and like I said, it could be another person. In this case, many people have been asking me about their children. So I'm just going to say my child. Continue. And then you just put your information down for your kid, and it's going to tell you if that person does or does not qualify as your dependent. So really, in many cases, if you have a normal situation and your kids are living with you and they're not taking care of the majority of their living expenses, let's say they have their own job and they pay for, they pay you for rent, they do all this other stuff, then they wouldn't be your dependent. But in most cases, a child under 18 or maybe even older, if they're leaning on you for that financial support, they're going to be your dependent. So once you fill all of this out and you hit continue, it's going to add that person as your dependent. I'm going to fill this out quick with just some fake information so that I can jump to the next screen and I'll meet you there. Once you fill out their information, like I said, they're going to ask you to see what the situation was to see if they qualify as your dependent. So was this child living with you for the whole year? Let's say yes. Was all that time in the US? Yes. Again, I'm doing this very generally. Make sure you answer to whatever fits your situation. And does this child or did this child pay for more than half their living expenses? No. Let's say my kid is 8 years old and they did not pay for all their stuff. Okay, let's check to see if any relatives will claim this child this year. Did a relative of this child, besides you and your spouse, live in the home for last year and pay for more than half of that child's support financially? In our case, we're going to say no. Now it's buffering and figuring it out. Good news, the child qualifies as your dependent. Once you hit continue, it'll ask for a child's social security number. I'm going to pop that in and go to the next screen. This is the final screen that you'll land on. It's going to have your child's information, their status. If you only have that one child, that one dependent, you can hit continue and you're going to keep going through the rest of your personal information before you file your federal and state taxes. If you have more kids, you just hit another dependent and it'll walk you through the same process for each of your children. For the most part, it's going to be super quick. You just add all their information. The hardest thing is if you don't have it all in front of you, it'll take a little bit longer. So if you know you have dependents you need to add, just get all their information in front of you. If it's more complicated and someone else helps you pay, then that gets a little trickier. But for the most part, in a normal situation where you're just taking care of your kids, living in the same home, that's going to be how you add a dependent. Thank you so much for all of your guys' support. It's been great just meeting everyone online and chatting. I know a lot of people have questions, trying to get to everything, but it's been a busy tax season for myself and just a busy year in general. So I appreciate all of you guys staying tuned to everything that I've been pushing out. I know that you can always email me if you have more personal questions you don't want to post on YouTube. YouTube kind of does this funny thing where I don't get all the comments. If I've commented to you once already and then you comment again, sometimes I don't see that. So if I'm not responding within, 1 or 2 days, that means I probably didn't see it. Shoot me an email and I will respond that way. Again, love all your guys' support. Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit that notification button, and I will see you in the next video.